Hey guys, this is letter 39, Radiance. Dear Ewan, I thought I'd tell you the pieces I'm with as I workshop the distinction of radiance. It was built over months and is coming to me naturally. We have a studio in Austin where we lead relatefulness sessions, Sunday through Thursday. It's awesome. I don't lead there much. I have a deep belief that I need to keep growing so that I get out of the way of the people coming behind me. I led regularly for 5 years in person, and it was formative. I think the younger facilitators need that developmental mobilization. Recently, I've started leading more as I see their confidence grow. I'll sub once in a while, but I like to go as a participant to pendulate the spot where I'm not in a role, with the place where I'm officially the leader. We're always tracking the demographics of the attendance, and knowing that we can't control everything, we're seeing how we may not be including as many people as we can while still being in the practice. It's okay to not include everyone. It's a way of acknowledging our humanity by acknowledging our limitations. The demographic shifted, and we noticed a lot of women had stopped attending. Various people responded differently. Jordan kept it simple and told most of the men to stop hitting on women at the studio. Dara started a women's session with Josephine. I wondered how we weren't including the feminine, and also if there was some way we weren't being direct enough. One thing that stood out was that there was a lot of young straight men, 20 to 33. Young straight men often connect through clashing, and Jordan and I would often scrap with them. I have an image of women not wanting to participate in that. During Relateful Camp, I was invited to a medicine journey the day after a wedding where the wedding party was going to journey with the shamans, P and B, that I had mentioned before. The one where P plugged the hose back into me, and I learned the prayer, I can receive my own love. We start with heart openers and then move to a mix of ayahuasca and psilocybin. I was deeply in a prayer that I kept repeating. I am a being that reserves the right to always ask the question, what am I? I was sitting there casually hanging out with C. She was lounging relaxedly, and we were both observing everyone in their various states. I look at her and feel completely satisfied with my existence. She looks at me and sees the look on my face and looks a little embarrassed. I say, I'm realizing right now that outside of my control, some people are more important to me for no reason at all. It had come in a flash. I had been working with all of them, and for no reason at all, I just knew I loved C more. It wasn't sexual. She felt like some kind of ancient sister. I just sat there and watched her. She seemed surprised, and I imagined she chalked it up to the drugs. When I looked at her and the gaze hit, her reaction was even more beautiful, which amplified my gaze. And this continued for a notable amount of time. Her being was beauty to me. We just lounged, and though it didn't calm down, we stopped talking about it. She got up to be with her husband, and I only felt joy that she was following her desire. That cascading, cyclical energy of beauty stuck with me. I saw C a month later, and we debriefed with H, her sister in law. She talked about being surprised that it happened with her, and I had vowed two things. C, it's still happening right now, and I don't think it's personal. I'm just a one that feels this way toward you. So in my head, there's a cyclical energy of beauty that is not personal, meaning it's not about preferences, it just occurs. Before considerations of what I like or what I know, I can be struck with her radiance, a radiance, the radiance. And then reams of data flashed through my mind of all the times my vision shifted in connection, and different people were sometimes consumed in a halo of golden light. Most relational artists have seen this, and most of them usually refer to it as the person's aura. But that makes it personal, your aura. What if it's less personal, but it's as much about the watcher's eyes as it is about the watchee's seenness? I notice a huge allergy to anyone trying to ask me to justify it, and it dawned on me. Whatever it is, when beauty is beholden, it doesn't like to be near litigation. And then I realize when I'm scrapping with young guys, though it feels like love to us, we're litigating. Our minds are fighting. I think it's making us a little radiance blind, and the women's eyes can't be heard because women are better at seeing radiance. The ladies are fleeing the burning battle village with their eyesight babies. Not all of them. The women that stay are extremely good at setting their own pace, interrupting other paces with their own pace, and aren't reticent to be their ever fullest selves. Let being fully lead to becoming and affecting the group. They usually take over the sessions in powerful ways. The Vienna immersion is going to be about radiance. I don't even know how I do it. I'm standing in line to get on my plane. I can do it with the moment. I let all sight, sound, and sensation come into me, and I'm acknowledging, wow, that's pretty. I feel pretty small but safe. I can feel a wariness that someone will say, prove it. I need to learn something here. It feels really similar to how I've been telling people I love them recently. I can't prove anything. This does not compute. If I was suicidal, I think the felt senses I feel would make me stay alive. Or at least be glad I lived what I lived. I'm on the far extreme from suicidal, so for me, suicidal ideation is a sign that I'm paying attention. It's hard to write about. It's easier to simply non sequitur to my attraction, which leads me to the radiance. There's a family behind me in line that can't all sit together. A woman is commiserating with her, and it feels good. Seal is singing in my right ear. I think of a guy I don't like. I want more than not liking him. Seal said, the pain of my power, my pleasure, my pain, right when I thought I want more. Isn't that pretty? I'm spotting all the mundanity. It's profound. So many people are talking to their people. Everyone seems tired. A girl is eating Pringles. She's shoveling them, but then eating slowly. I felt a head rush imagining feeling less feelings. I can feel a desire for connection, and I think about hitting a gay bar when I get to London. I'm scared of going, and then I just tell myself to go as if I'm going to La Chapelle. There it was, the place I changed my mind to bravery. It's beautiful. This flies in the face of Yanta law because I'm making everything special, everything unique. Yanta convinced all Scandinavians not to be special. It's like a synchronized swimming injunction. But if uniqueness is a feature of unity, If God has infinite fingerprints, Yantala is messing with truth. The radiance is that way. There's basically infinite examples in every moment. Something is making us numb to it. I'm starting with acknowledge. Try it. Say beauty or radiance anytime you see it for the next hour. Anything. Don't say there's too much to name or too little. It totally short circuits my litigator and my optimizer. Just got to the Duke of Wellington in London. So many men talking and getting their connection. A guy named Damien sits down next to me and asks if he can sit, and I say, "Of course, please." He smiles and we start chatting. He tells me he's from Poland and that he's so glad he learned English. I ask him, "Damien, tell me about beauty." He tells me the story of seeing a woman with a walker, and he doesn't want to give a compliment, so he just smiles at her and she smiles back. There was an older blind woman, and he was introduced to her through his company. His manager described her by her statistics. They started talking. She had been teaching German literature all her life. Afterwards, she became a translator. As Damien was washing dishes, nearly breaking them, he asked her, "What have you translated?" She said, "Sigmund Freud." He spoke to his 75-year-old poet, academic writer friend who said, "Do you know what it means that she translated Freud? He wasn't just an academic. He was a poet." She wasn't just a translator. Though his boss described her as just a lady that wants a biscuit, he went and found a copy of the translation. She told him, "This is the most interesting conversation I've had in donkey's years." That means many years. She wrote him a letter in the book. She was one of the most beautiful people he has ever met. Damien's kink is brains. He mentions she's probably dead now. He loves the story and the advice older people give him. I'm still discovering this, and it spans more than just eye contact, but it does seem to change the value of the moment. So, what I've got is radiance is less personal and more a feature of grace. Radiance can be cyclical, and the beauty can cascade between two people. Radiance is allergic to litigation, and people centered in it will retract from spaces where they have to justify themselves. Radiance is so universally present that it can often be filtered out. It's hard to see blue on a blue planet. Radiance takes bandwidth away from optimization and litigation. Maybe that's all Vienna needs to be. A room full of people practicing 5 truths until they're the ways our eyes feel joy and safety to meet. One thing I feel strongly about is that it has to be a thing. It can't be chalked up to a trick of the mind's eye. The impact it has is too actual. Beauty could be an opinion, but a person beholding beauty is an actual thing. Just because it's not all worked out doesn't mean radiance is real. Yours, Mike.